The relatively prudent libs understand that they have lost on this issue. Even Joe Biden. I'll give him credit. Even though I don't think he deserves total credit, I will give him credit. When the Dobbs decision came down, Joe Biden did not call for violence and take to the streets and get up in their faces and go where their children sleep. Joe Biden said, you got to remain peaceful.
I call on everyone, no matter how deeply they care about this decision, to keep all protests peaceful. Peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. No intimidation. Violence is never acceptable. Threats and intimidation are not speech. We must stand against violence in any form, regardless of your rationale.
I'm glad he said this. I'll give him credit for saying this. I hope it's sincere. I don't know that it's sincere, but I'll at least give him credit for saying it. I don't think the reason he said it is because it's sincere. I don't think Joe Biden really has a ton of sincere beliefs, and he has used rhetoric that is extraordinarily irresponsible throughout his entire political career. Don't forget when he was running for vice president, he said that Mitt Romney wants to put black people back in chains, okay? This is a guy who is called the president of the United States a racist on TV. He smeared some kid as a white supremacist with absolutely no evidence, and then the kid was exonerated in court. This is a guy who is willing to be fast and loose with his language. So this is a guy whose staff members fundraised for the BLM rioters during the Summer of Love with the mostly peaceful arson and murder. Okay, this is a guy who chose as a vice president a woman who herself raised money for the rioters. So I just don't think it's sincere. Some people say, well, look, Joe Biden, down at the bottom of his heart, he's actually a good guy. I don't think he's a good guy. I think he's a nasty, nasty man and a political opportunist. And I actually think opportunism explains why he made this statement. I think this is the best he can do right now. I think this is the absolute best Joe Biden can do. I think this plays very well for him. I think he knows that coming out and being old, nice Uncle Joe, and come on, let's be peaceful, folks. That's part of why he became president. It's part of why he got the nomination, is to be a nice, normal guy. That screeching and screaming and saying burn it down doesn't play very well in Peoria, particularly at this political moment in this midterm election year. So I think he's doing it out of convenience and opportunism because the left has overplayed its hand. Before we go, there's a story that just broke from Chris Rufo, who's done a great job covering critical race theory and some of the ways that the libs are trying to groom our children. There's a show coming out from Disney called Baymax, apparently. I'm not totally familiar with it. And in the new Baymax show, which is accessible to really, really little kids, 4 years old, maybe even younger, in the show, the robot character is going shopping for tampons and asks the women around him what tampons he should use. And he gets an answer from someone who looks like a man, but is obviously not a man because he uses tampons. He's a transgender. He's a woman pretending to be a man.
Excuse me, which of these products would you recommend?
Well, these are the tampons I usually use.
Thank you.
I prefer pads. They're more comfortable for me.
Thank you.
I always get the ones with wings.
Thank you.
Get them scented and bleach-free if you can.
Thank you.
Yo, my daughter loves these.
Thank you.
These might be easier if it's her first period.
These are really environmentally friendly.
And the way you know, not to put too fine a point on it, but the way you know that Disney is really hitting it on the nose here is the dude with the tampons is wearing a transgender flag shirt. This is artwork that is being intentionally peddled to really, really little kids, where Disney executives have appeared on camera themselves and said they are peddling the not-so-secret gay agenda. Right? They're actively pushing this stuff on kids. It's disordered, it's bizarre, it's wrong. It's also, is this good art to you? Do you think this is good? Do you think good art is really pedantic and didactic and talks about menstruation for little tiny children and has weird, creepy, like marshmallowy, freaky nightmare cartoon robots next to transgender dude chicks? I don't know. I don't think that's good art. What would you rather have your kid watch, this or Beauty and the Beast? This or Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? I'm not saying that art shouldn't take up challenging topics. Of course it should. One of my favorite painters in history is Caravaggio. The guy is pretty hardcore, okay? He presents very difficult topics, but in a way that is beautiful, ordered toward the good, that is edifying, not that is creepy and contrary to reality and pretends that men are secretly actually women and tries to groom the little kids. The art really matters here, folks. We definitely want to own the libs with facts and logic. We can totally do that. We definitely need to focus on arguing from a real moral order that we can know something about the difference between good and evil. If we don't know that, we can't have self-government. But it's also important to focus on beauty, that third transcendental there. It's a good guidepost. And if we want people to be conservative, if we want people to love their country, we need to give them a country that is lovable, that is beautiful, a place where they want to be. If you enjoyed that clip from the Michael Knowles Show, and I know that you did. I trust that you did. Check out the rest on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And most importantly of all, here's what we need. We need you to become a member at the Daily Wire, okay? dailywire.com/Knowles. You'll get access to a library of exclusive content. You can use code Knowles, save 25% on your new membership today. You will help us fight this fight. We have racked up some pretty big wins here at DW specifically and on the conservative side. We can only do it when you put your money where our mouths are. So we really appreciate your support. Right now, dailywire.com/Knowles, save 25%.